What is going on, YouTube world? Austin Zaback here with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the new $600 a week unemployment. Okay, this is additional income on top of your regular unemployment benefit. My goal by the end of the video is for you to completely and totally understand unemployment and the new $600 additional unemployment benefit, okay, and kind of really break that down: who is eligible, who is not eligible, and to the best of my ability, make sure you have a full understanding by the end of the video. I'm going to share with you how to get paid and how to actually get the money, okay? Maybe you're not already on unemployment. I know that a lot of people are right now, but if you're not, I'm going to share a little bit about that with you as well. And just to be very clear, the new $600 a week additional unemployment from the CARES Act should already be getting direct deposited into people's bank accounts as of now. So if you're watching this video, maybe you haven't gotten it yet, or maybe you're just learning about it, and that is why you're gonna smash the like button right now, okay? Because it really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. But by the end of the video, you'll totally understand it. But at the end of the day, it should already be getting direct deposited. So if you are already on unemployment, then this is something you could see very shortly. And I made a couple of videos over the last couple of days talking about the new stimulus checks, the new stimulus proposals, the potential $2,000 a month stimulus proposal, okay, and a couple of other stimulus proposals as well. I've also kind of been updating everybody on just everything stimulus related and everything now obviously unemployment related, and I'm going to continue to do that. Over the last couple of days, I really started to dive deep in doing my research on the unemployment benefit and looking into different states and overall the federal unemployment benefit and kind of what that looks and feels like and who's eligible, who's not eligible. And I wanted to just essentially share some of my findings with you. So in no way, shape, or form am I an unemployment expert, okay? But I am going to share with you kind of what I've found over the last couple of days. And to be honest with you, I think what I've found is very informational. And I think you're gonna gain a lot of value from watching today's video. And as you probably know, the amount of people that have filed over the last month for unemployment is literally staggering and heartbreaking, okay? And to be very clear, you know, I hope that this is all over very, very, very soon. But until then, I definitely want to make sure to update you as much as I possibly can, okay? But I mean, the unemployment filings as of, I believe, April 15th or 16th were up to about 22 million, which is just, it is literally insane, okay? These are record-breaking numbers all the way around, all the way from the stock market to real estate to unemployment to pretty much everything that we're seeing in the world right now. It is just staggering, okay? It is literally crazy, crazy times that we are living in. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into traditional unemployment before we talk about the additional $600 a week that you might be receiving, okay, which you'll find out again by the end of the video. I do have a couple of notes here, so I will be reading from time to time to make sure that I give you the most valuable information that I possibly can, okay? So, essentially just keep in mind that this does vary state by state, okay? So from a traditional unemployment standpoint, it does vary state by state. I currently live in the state of Arizona, and for a couple of references, I will reference Arizona, but I will show you how to figure out your state's unemployment eligibility as well. So first and foremost, what I would suggest you do is go ahead and Google your state and basically just type in your state and then unemployment. Now, you should see a website pop up. It'll probably be the first website that you see, and it should end in .gov, okay, which is very important actually to keep in mind due to the fact that there's a lot of crazy people and a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now. I know, it is really unfortunate that people have to, steal people's information and scam people and fraud people, in times of chaos and in times of hurt and pain and need. But that is the reality of the world that we live in. So just always be careful, okay? It should end in .gov. Okay, so I have my notes here, and I'm going to read you a couple of the different requirements just in general overall that would make you eligible for unemployment, okay? So just remember that not everybody that is out of work right now is eligible for unemployment. There are some things that you've got to consider, and definitely just continue to watch and you'll find that out. So essentially, unemployment benefits are intended as a temporary wage replacement, obviously you know that, for those who are out of work, basically through no fault of their own until they find a new job, okay? That, again, we're talking about traditional unemployment right now. So in just a minute, I'm gonna talk to you about a different unemployment package that got passed with the CARES Act, essentially. So regular unemployment insurance is a joint program of the federal and state governments. State law determines who is eligible for benefits, how much they will receive, and for how long, okay? So generally speaking, applicants must meet these three requirements to qualify, okay? They must be out of work through no fault of their own. They must meet minimum earnings or job tenure requirements, and they must be able, available, and actively seeking work. Okay, that is a really interesting one. I want you to hold on to that one for just a minute, because that actually changes a little bit with the CARES Act, which I do want to talk about a little bit. Okay, so each state defines these terms a bit differently. Again, this article, that I essentially have been doing research for like several days now, and I've read a bunch of different articles. I've gone onto a lot of the different state websites, and I've just really tried to educate myself to the best of my ability to be able to make a video that would hopefully help you kind of understand it a little bit better, at least from my perspective. Okay, so again, each state does define these terms a little bit differently. So to find out your state's rules, again, Google it. Now, what I really want to talk about though in today's video is the new thing, and is actually called pandemic unemployment compensation. And again, this is under the new CARES Act, and really, we're just going to talk about this for a minute. Okay, so we talked about the eligibility for traditional unemployment. Now what I want to do is talk about the eligibility under the new pandemic unemployment compensation CARES Act. Okay. And the new eligibility would be your workplace closed due to the public health emergency. Okay, you would automatically qualify if that was you. If you had to quit your job because of the pandemic, okay, that would you would automatically qualify. You can't work because you are a caregiver to somebody whose school or other facility closed and you need to care for them. Okay, you would qualify. You were supposed to start a job, but it fell through, or you can't get there because of the pandemic. Okay, you would qualify. And the CARES Act also extends benefits to people who are self-employed, okay, which is actually, basically you would never qualify for traditional unemployment if you were self-employed, okay, so this is interesting, this is really cool, including gig and contract workers, okay, so also part-time workers who normally wouldn't qualify for unemployment benefits because they lack sufficient work history. So there's a bunch of new, guidelines with the new unemployment benefits that you wouldn't traditionally qualify for. So this is the additional $600 a week, again, from the stimulus bill. So essentially, if you were eligible for traditional unemployment also, then you're definitely going to be eligible for the $600 a week additional, but also if you meet those other requirements that we were talking about. Okay, another thing to keep in mind here, as I was kind of reading through some different things, is that if you actually get sick right now with like the cold or with something else, and you're not expected to go back to your previous job, okay, then your unemployment benefits could actually get reduced for the time that you're sick. Another thing to remember, and I'm not going to dive too much into this, but if that was to be you, you could qualify for something called disability insurance, so I would definitely look into that, to my knowledge, okay? Again, I've been doing a lot of research on this over the last couple of days, so I would really appreciate it if you would smash that like button, because again, it helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and in normal times of a non-emergency, we talk about a lot of valuable information on this channel, such as the stock market and real estate, and all sorts of different things like personal finance, etc. So, okay, let's go ahead and break this down for a minute. I'm going to talk about how you would qualify in the state of Arizona. So essentially, there's always going to be a maximum that you can get in any given week in terms of traditional unemployment. Okay, so I'll show you that here on the screen right now. Now, it is going to, again, it varies state by state, obviously. This does not have anything to do with the additional $600. So your $600 would be on top of your normal maximum, okay? So, again, the extra $600 is going to be added until July 31st, okay? So another thing to keep in mind. But let's go ahead and jump into this. So here's an example. Again, the current maximum WBA, essentially otherwise known as unemployment insurance benefit, is $240 a week in Arizona. So your maximum, let's say your maximum was $240, you got the extra $600, you could get up to $840 a week in the state of Arizona right now, okay? And I'm just gonna go ahead and read you the description of how they traditionally qualify you for unemployment, okay? Not including the new unemployment guidelines, okay? So basically it is calculated on the wages that you've earned from employers who paid unemployment tax to the state of Arizona. The WBA is 4% of the wages paid in the highest quarter of your base period. It does get a little bit complicated, I will say. It took me like a day of research to even begin to kind of wrap my brain around this, okay? So if you're confused, maybe watch this video a couple times over again, and definitely check out a couple of other videos as well. So, okay, so essentially, whether you receive unemployment insurance benefits and how much you're entitled to each week depends on how much you earn during your base period. Okay, again, all states are different. In Arizona, it is at least 390 times the Arizona minimum wage in your highest earning quarter, and the total of the 3 quarters must equal at least 1/2 of the amount in your high quarter, okay? Now, again, this is a bit complicated. So for example, if you made $5,000 in your highest quarter, you need to have earned a total of $2,500 within the remaining 3 quarters combined. Okay, so essentially, or at least $7,000 in total wages in at least 2 quarters of the base period, with wages in 1 quarter that would equal $5,987.50 or more. Okay, again, kind of complicated, but essentially, if you actually kind of look, I'm going to show you all of this obviously on the screen, but if you kind of look at this, it actually does make sense. Okay, so, again, do your own research, Google it, check out your state, okay? And, again, 22 million people have essentially applied or essentially filed for unemployment. So you're also going to potentially receive the additional $600, okay? Also, what I will say is there has been a lot of delays from what I've been reading. I've been seeing a lot of comments from you guys talking about different delays and, people getting locked out of their portals for the traditional $1,200 stimulus, all sorts of different crazy stuff, okay? Some of the delays from what I've been reading have been due to the states just essentially their systems and processes can't even handle the amount of people that are applying right now. So they've been actually having to adapt and update their systems and processes, meanwhile trying to process everybody's application. So if you haven't gotten your direct deposit yet or anything like that, then just continue to check your bank account, because I believe, to my knowledge, the states are trying to the very best of their ability to process all of the payments, I guess. So I don't know, okay? This is just what I'm reading, so hopefully you're getting a bunch of value from this video. I'll give you an example. I was reading an article where it said Connecticut, for example, was forced to update a system that was only able to process payouts in the triple digits, okay? There is dozens of states basically that have had to update all of their different programs and processes. So pretty crazy. And I'll kind of end the video here. So the extra federal benefits will be paid through July 31st, okay? That is the additional $600 a week. And the self-employed, again, will be eligible for benefits through the end of 2020, okay? Another provision of the CARES Act provides for an additional 13 weeks of state unemployment benefits after somebody has exhausted their regular benefits, okay? So in most states, people can only get unemployment benefits for 26 weeks. This would make it 39 weeks, okay? So again, you're gonna have to look into this in your state, okay? These are the things that I'm finding. These are the things that I'm gathering in order for you to actually qualify for unemployment, okay? If you're already on unemployment, then again, hopefully you get the additional $600, okay? If you meet the guidelines that we talked about earlier. I hope you got a bunch of value in today's video, okay? Normally I'm not making videos on unemployment and on stimulus checks, but I am talking normally about personal finance. I am talking normally about the stock market and real estate. And I figured that the stimulus and unemployment, these are all like money related. And I definitely wanted to talk about it here on my channel. So I'm just doing the best I can to get the information and package it up and share it with you to the best of my ability. So I hope you enjoyed. Drop in the comment section down below if you would like to see another video in relation to this topic. I would love to make it for you. And until the next time, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Also, if you haven't already, smash that like button, okay? I really appreciate it. If you're still watching this video, then it would really help the YouTube algorithm, okay? I'll see you in the next one.